Prophet Muhammad cartoon sparks massive fallout at UK Grammar School. On March 22nd, a teacher at Batley Grammer School in the UK sparked protests by showing pupils a quote-unquote inappropriate cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad. Several videos available online showed dozens of people protesting outside the school on March 25th. Some were demanding that the teacher should be fired. Headmaster Gary Kibble apologized and mentioned that the teacher had been suspended pending an investigation. He noted that lessons regarding faiths and beliefs must be done in a sensitive manner. The Department for Education spokesperson stated that, quote, it is never acceptable to threaten or intimidate teachers. A resident who was protesting mentioned that, quote, there's a line you can't cross. Some parents who were not part of the protest found the protest quite scary and intimidating. West Yorkshire Police said that no arrests were made and no fixed penalty notices had been issued.
Wait, so what did the teacher do exactly that was worthy of being?
So there are so people are, I think things are particularly heightened with this situation given what happened to Samuel Paty.
Right, but what did he do exactly?
He allegedly showed a picture or like a Charlie Hebdo cartoon of Prophet Muhammad in class.
And what's the problem with that?
Parents of
you
Muslim
don't do
students,
that apparently.
What,
they freak out.
Wait, what teacher was this? This is a teacher that teaches what?
A religious studies class.
Oh, holy crap! Like, what is he supposed to do? Isn't he supposed to talk about religious issues? And this is a relevant. Like, are we having blasphemy laws now in schools in the UK? Like, isn't this the most relevant thing to show to your your religious studies class? Like, why wouldn't you show this? In fact, if he's talking about blasphemy in the modern world and he doesn't show this, then he should be fired. You're like, why are you not showing to students what we're talking about? Wait a minute, like what? This is insane. UK, you know what? UK, I give up on UK.
No.
You know what? I don't know what's happening anymore. Are you serious? Are you serious, UK? Yeah. What the hell is happening in UK?
And they suspended the teacher.
Are you freaking serious? Wait, how is he supposed to teach about issues around, blasphemy in modern age? And isn't that like, I'm assuming that was the topic of the class. Why is he not supposed to show that? I don't understand.
Of my deeply held beliefs.
Well, then don't go take the freaking class. It's a religious studies class. How could you not? How could you? Well, like, what did you think you're going to get exposed to? I mean, the Quran. Okay, here's the thing. Then he shouldn't be talking about Islam at all. What if you're a Christian and you get offended by Quran? The Quran is anti-Christian. Islam is anti-Christian.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of blasphemy and sexy Kali, like me, then that means that you probably want more blasphemous art. Well, I have good news for you. If you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below, then you get a free booklet of some of the tastiest blasphemous art available today. So, if you want some of this delicious blasphemy, and we're so generous that we update it for you guys weekly for free, all you have to do is sign up for our newsletter below. You can also go to blasphemousart.com/ebook. That's blasphemousart.com/ebook. Sign up with your email, and you get free gifts of this tasty blasphemy. What could be better? So make sure you sign up. Link below.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't have any religious studies class at all. If you show a Quranic verse on the board and you're a Christian sitting in the class, you could be like, you know what? You should get suspended. I'm offended by this Quranic verse. It tells me that I'm going to go to hell. Which one is more offensive? Huh? Which one is more offensive? A Quranic verse that's specifically talking about me as an individual and is telling me that I'm going to go to burn forever and ever and ever, that offends me. So how come that, is that allowed to show? Is the religion, are you allowed to show Quranic verses in a religious studies class? Or is that, I mean, that is offensive to atheists and Christians. What about a biblical verse? Is that not offensive? What about a biblical verse that tells you that women should be silent and you should keep to themselves and shut the hell up and listen to men, right? That's a biblical verse. Is that not offensive to women? Can you show that can you show that biblical verse in a religious studies class? I mean, there's not a single, there you can show nothing in a religious studies class if you can't show offensive stuff. Why did you take that class if you didn't want to see offensive stuff? This is insane. This is insane. UK, you're insane. UK, you have gone insane. Anyways, Rivka has her hand up.
So, a couple things. One, as Miriam Namazi called them, the Islamist rent-a-mob needs to just fill out a butthurt form and move on. But they're telling you exactly why, that you have to be careful. You're only allowed to talk about certain things in certain contexts. I mean, they've said that, and they're saying, in terms of the apology and the some of the things the protesters were saying, there's a line you can't cross. You can only go so far. So maybe you're allowed to talk about, maybe in the modern age, we don't tell women they're not allowed to talk, like in Timothy, or we don't dash babies' heads against rocks in England because it's against the law. But we certainly don't show pictures that we perceive as pejorative. Like, that's the line, and it has to be done in a sensitive way, which is the code word for shaming people into feeling bad about, the discomfort of other people in a conversation. So they get this privilege, and then this whole intimidation and threats, because he's using it to highlight something in the curriculum, which I guess is free speech or free expression or satire. I don't exactly know because that wasn't 100% clear. But yeah, sure, you can say I don't like it, but this threatening and forcing him to apologize. So what's next then? Who else gets to decide what they aren't allowed to talk about in school, and what parental mob or religious mob gets to tell some other people, well, you're not allowed to talk about this book. You're not allowed to discuss the theory of evolution.
Katie brings up a really good point, saying, what about the students who are offended by the teacher getting fired? Okay, to my knowledge, I think he was just suspended. It's like for a period of time, not completely fired. I want to bring a quote from the headmaster. Head teacher Gary Kibble publicly apologized unequivocally, reiterating that the staff member involved had already given, quote, their most sincere apologies and was suspended pending an investigation. Quote, we have immediately withdrawn the teacher on this part of the course, and we are reviewing how we go forward with the support of all the communities represented in our school. I need to double check to see if this is correct, but I've heard that the teacher involved has gone into hiding because of fears for his life and his safety.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, they say that the nature of the protests we have seen, including issuing threats in violation of coronavirus restrictions, and then also talking about it's never acceptable to threaten or intimidate teachers. So there's that been going on as well, that there's been some threats and intimidation, and also not following other rules, apparently. Because Miriam Namazi talks about a threatening mob.
The police seems to be involved now.
Yeah.
That's how bad it's getting.
Oh, yeah. So there are other news agencies in England reporting that he's gone into hiding. He was 29 years old and has been an emotional wreck. Alleging that he's since away from the school and has alleged that he's under police protection. He said that the teacher feels his life will never be the same again, and he thinks his family would be killed if they returned to Batley.
Can I play this video?
His dad said, "Look what happened to the teacher in France who was killed for doing the same thing. Eventually they will get my son, and he knows this." God.
You know what? Come on, guys. I think in the UK, there should be one day where thousands of teachers show the cartoon of Muhammad to their students at the same time in every class, just to spread the risk so that you can't come after everybody. Just to be like, you know what? We don't cower to threat intimidation. It should be a global event where as many teachers as possible, thousands of teachers all around the world on the same day, decide like we're not gonna be intimidated by you. We're gonna teach what we want to teach. We're gonna show Prophet Muhammad to our students on this day, and regardless of what we're teaching. Economics, geography, grammar, religious studies. We're going to show this as solidarity to all other teachers and as a way to tell them that you don't decide our curriculum. Right?
Yeah.
And they could do it even very nicely. They could do it very respectfully with a trigger warning at the beginning of the class. They're going to be like, I'm about to show you a cartoon of Prophet Muhammad. If this is something that offends you, you have around 2 minutes to leave the class. And once we're done showing the cartoon, just because we want to make sure that I'm not forcing you to see something that you don't want to see. Anybody that doesn't like to see an image of a cartoon of Prophet Muhammad, leave the class right now. Once we're done showing the cartoon, somebody will come and tell you that it's over and you get to come back in. Right? So we're not forcing any content on you. You get to decide what you're exposed to, but you don't get to tell me as the teacher what I show my students. This should be a global day, global event. I think. I don't know. Can we make that happen?
Well, we kind of have International Blasphemy Day, which is similar-ish. And there's, Draw Muhammad Day as well.
Yeah.
But I was going to say that in some places, the school board does tell teachers what they're allowed to teach. And then there's curriculums and state led, but that's beside the point. What I wanted to say is that I feel like the people, these instructors or others who have taken this very courageous step to refuse to be cowed by these people and continue to teach it and show it, and then this happens to them, are really human rights campaigners that are very much underappreciated for what they're trying to do. People don't see it as the very big canary in the coal mine that it is in a lot of Western countries. So I have a lot of respect for the ones that have decided that they're, not going to be bending the knee.
I'm gonna play this video. Sure. What do you think? Yeah, I'm gonna play it.
Yeah,
This is a Muslim protester outside of the school, telling the teacher who showed Prophet Muhammad must be prosecuted for
religious hatred.
Is that spelled right?
No, it's not.
Okay, for religious hatred.
For religious hatred.
I was like, what is this? Okay, prosected for religious hatred. Let's watch this.
We, the Muslim community, object and condemn the use of all and any religious offensive material in schools, as has happened at this Batley Grammar School this week. In this particular instance, the use of these materials was done in a deliberate, threatening and provocative manner,
What the hell?
leaving the children concerned for their safety and well-being.
What?
The teachers have breached the position of trust and failed their duty of safeguarding, and this issue must be addressed as a matter of urgency. We do not accept that the school has taken this issue seriously, given that it has taken them 4 days to merely suspend only one of the teachers involved. The teachers concerned must be independently investigated, with senior stakeholders from the Muslim community being involved. The incident from Monday, 22nd of March, must also be investigated from a criminal perspective, given that it was a clear attempt to stir up religious hatred. We also use this opportunity to call upon the entire British Muslim community to review the materials being taught in their children's schools, whether they relate to offensive content or inappropriate relationship and sex education. If you have concern for the iman of your children. This is all we have to say as protesters here today. Thank you.
Okay.
Did you see what he just threw in there?
What?
Who's the like inappropriate religion and sexual education content? They're just gonna throw that in too.
Well, they're like the religious right and this woke identity politics mob all together, saying, you know, they don't care about us. They're using language you hear from a lot of the, people who say things are problematic, stakeholders, the fact that they aren't offending people, that they fear for their lives because of words and pictures, which is the words are violence kind of mentality. But at the same time, they don't want you to talk about inappropriate relationships.
Okay, but let's not get, that's the whole other can of worms that if we open here, we get to talk. Because then I don't agree with this when people say the woke supported these guys. Actually, right in the UK, this is, when it comes to sex education, that's the line that the left is drawing. Like, they realize it.
That's not what I'm saying, that they're supporting them. I'm saying they've appropriated a lot of the language of this type of movement. And a lot of people who are very conservative in ways, some Christian evangelicals and some others also use this kind of language because it shows that you have a common cause. You're standing for the young, you're trying, you're getting hurt somehow. You're a victim.
All right, Susie, you go next. I want to say something after.
Ivan is saying it's called Islamo-leftism. Macron uses it frequently. And I was doing a little background research. So other sources say that he actually did give the students a warning before showing the image, like Armin suggested, like give them 2 minutes to leave if they don't want to see it. And there's multiple petitions online, like putting forth, like saying, we reinstate this teacher. We don't want him to be suspended or fired. He's not currently fired. But then as of 2 or 3 days ago, 2 more teachers were suspended over this. I'm not sure how those other 2 teachers were involved, but they are continuing to suspend staff members over this.
Yeah, there needs to be teachers need to show some solidarity with each other. They need to all come out and show Prophet Muhammad as a protest, as show some solidarity and unity with the other teachers. One thing I also want to mention is that what this guy said here, okay? Let's apply the same standards. Let's apply the same standards to your mosque and what you're teaching in your mosques. All right? Let's apply, like you guys are saying this is blasphemy. Well, so is your scripture against every other religion. Your scripture and everything you're teaching is hate speech and blasphemy, and the Quran and the Hadith has direct calls for violence, and the Bible as well, and the Torah, right? All of the, so you want to open this can of worms? let's apply the same standards. You say these people need to be monitored. You say, not my word, you guys are saying these teachers need to be monitored. They need to be
for religious
prosecuted
hatred?
for religious hatred. Do you want to apply the same standards to your scripture and what you're teaching in your mosques? You want to get the government involved in these schools so that because your fees are hurt? Well, let's do the same thing. Let's do the same thing to your mosques. Would you be happy with that? How is your scripture not blasphemy against other scripture?
Oh, it is.
Let's do that. Okay, let's play this game then. Because based on the standards that they have, every single scripture out there will become illegal. The Bible will be illegal. The Quran will be illegal. The Torah would be illegal. The Vedas would be illegal. I'm not saying, by the way, it should be illegal. I'm not for that. I'm just saying that's their standard.
And music and movies and all, and the whole prohibition on joy thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not. No, that would be, they would like that. I'm just saying, when it comes to blasphemy and hatred, if they want like, oh my, yeah, these teachers are spreading blasphemy and hatred and they need to be monitored and the government should get involved and they should be prosecuted. They're like, okay, sure, let's do that to you then. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not.
There already is an answer for both people. If these people are so upset with the fact that the public school teaches things that they don't like, then they can send their kid to a non-public school. Okay, it's problem solved. They have the right to do that.
Just to be clear, guys,
a religious school. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the UK rules are different than in the US.
Just to be clear, I'm not suggesting that the Bible and the Quran and the Torah and Vedas should be illegal. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm pointing to the hypocrisy here. Okay, I am a free speech kind of guy. Anyway, Susanna, you wanted to say something.
Oh, no, I was just laughing at Rivka in the corner being like, yeah, you want to go? You want to apply the same thing?
Yo, bring it, brah.
We're coming for you.
All right, wait. I want to use this opportunity to say, like, look, when we post this on Facebook, we get like so many comments here, like 173 comments, okay? On our website, we get like 1 comment. So I do want to recommend people, when we post these on our Facebook page, if it's an Atheist Republic article, which is very well sourced and everything, look at all these. Come and comment here as well on the articles. It really helps our website when you comment on our website, not just on the post itself. And also, if you comment on the article, it shows maybe that you actually read the article instead of just the headline, right? So, anyways, you want to say something, Suze?
Oh, no.
Okay. Do you want to read this top comment, maybe?
Let's see if it's any good.
Goodness.
This is a long board. Okay, let's give this a shot. Michael saying, the way the school, the council, and the Department of Education have conducted themselves is thoroughly shameful. It was a lesson on blasphemy. They knew what was coming up and were given permission to leave whilst the image was shown. The students at the school have started a petition to have this teacher reinstated. That's mostly Muslim students too. The ones who are protesting are mostly not related to the school, but are just causing issues and trouble. Add to that, we've witnessed women being beaten by police for protesting at the death of another woman by a police officer because protests are not allowed due to COVID. People assaulted by the police for protesting against a law change to make protests which annoy punishable up to 10 years inside. And then this utter rabble being handed drinking water because the police are paralyzed by fear of offending them. Utterly shameful at every level. So that second part was talking more about other political things going on inside the UK. And pointing out hypocrisy and how different protesters are treated.
There's a lot of protests right now about they're trying to change laws and give police a lot more power and take away freedom to assemble and things like that.
In the UK, the police do have a record of just being complete cowards in the face of potentially being called racist. So
true.
Hey guys, YouTube has fully demonetized their channel for supposedly hateful and harmful conduct, without telling us what we did wrong. If we get to 1,000 patrons, we will be able to keep paying all our team, our editors, our artists, without ever having to worry about monetization again, which would be amazing. Yay! So please support Atheist Republic on Patreon. Link in the description below.